right, guys, Wes here. Welcome back to VGL. And today we're going to talk about some brand new Nintendo Switch news that I think you guys are going to want to hear. We have some brand new leaks regarding the Switch 2, as well as when we are getting the official Nintendo Direct and when we're going to get the big reveal for Switch 2. So we're going to talk about that and so much more. So without further delay, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the Switch 2 news that I'm sure a lot of you guys want to know. So this is coming from Central Leaks, who covered an article on Universo Nintendo that we're going to go over. So according to Central Leaks, they said Nintendo Switch 2 is going to have backwards compatibility with the OG Switch titles, both for physical and digital games. Developers can enhance their Switch 1 games to take advantage of the added processing power, and they reiterate that a direct is coming this week and the hardware reveal is next month. Now, this tweet was posted before Xbox announced a business update that actually just happened yesterday, where they talked about 4 different games will be going to other platforms, specifically the Nintendo Switch and the PS5. Those 4 games are Grounded, the critically acclaimed Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, and Sea of Thieves. So that whole situation with Xbox kind of pushed back the Nintendo Direct. Nintendo decided to push it likely to sometime next week. Nintendo typically has a Direct in the first couple of weeks of February, and for this instance, it is going to be a partner showcase and not an actual like full-scale Direct. But either way, they basically reiterated that a Direct is coming next week sometime, and then the hardware reveal will be happening in March of 2024, literally next month. So by the time next month happens, we could have the Nintendo Switch 2 fully revealed, which is really exciting. Now, along with that leak, Centro said that a Pokemon presentation will be happening this month as well, which is once again kind of par for the course. Nintendo and Pokemon Company usually have something happen in February. Now, according to the universo.nintendo.com, they said one of the topics of greatest doubt among many Nintendo consumers and even enthusiasts curious about the next hardware is the question of compatibility with the current Nintendo Switch games on the new console. Now, in the article, they confirmed as awaited as a potential 2024 release by Nintendo, the next system could come with encouraging news that it will feature physical in cartridges and digital backward compatibility, not only available to players and producers, but it would also allow developers to study improvements for the current titles to the Nintendo Switch library. Once again, this is just the actual source, and Central Leaks basically reiterated it. So yeah, this is really exciting news. Like, we know that Switch 2 is going to be happening very soon. We just don't know really when. It's not really an if, it's literally just a when. And that when, according to this news, is going to be March, which is obviously next month. So yeah, I don't know what kind of showcase we're going to get. It could be they just showcase a trailer with the Nintendo Switch 2 and that's it, but it could be something more of a general direct showcase where they unveil the console and then showcase some games like Breath of the Wild at 4K at 60 FPS on that upcoming console, which, funny enough, that was actually rumored that a demo at Gamescom actually showed Breath of the Wild running at that resolution and frame rate behind closed doors. So yeah, this next console is going to be beefy. We know it's going to be using an NVIDIA chip, and honestly, I am just at the point where I'm ready for this thing to get revealed. That way all of the speculation and rumors can just kind of end. There's also rumors of a 3D Mario releasing on alongside the next Nintendo console. So whether or not that game is Super Mario Odyssey 2 or just something unrelated, I'm not sure, but I think a 3D Mario launching alongside Switch 2 is a good strategy. There's also the fact that we have Metroid Prime 4 coming out on the Nintendo Switch 2. That thing has been in development for years at this point. Obviously, they had to restart development, but I think they're at the stage right now where the game is pretty much ready and they're just waiting on the next console to release it on. So we've got that game, we've got 3D Mario, and then there is the fact that there's going to be a lot of third-party support for this next Switch because of the better hardware that will make it so developers don't have as hard a time trying to port things to the Nintendo Switch, and they can just utilize AI technology like DLSS and frame generation to make it so their games run better or just run in general on the next Nintendo Switch, which that's also really exciting. So we could see games like Final Fantasy VII Remake make it on the next Nintendo Switch. There's actually rumors that that game is playable on the Switch 2. This could also make it so it's easier for Assassin's Creed games to make it on the Switch 2 as well. And of course, Call of Duty. Microsoft and Nintendo signed a deal to make it so that Call of Duty is going to release on the Switch 2, and that's for 10 years, I believe. So yeah, once we get this Switch 2 out there, like, all bets are off. Nintendo puts themselves in a better position. They can have more third-party support, so they're not constantly having to churn out first-party titles, so they can sustain revenue and hit their goals. I think my biggest hope for the Nintendo Switch 2 is that Breath of the Wild port that's 4K and 60, an optimized version of Tears of the Kingdom on the next Switch 2, and then just a lot of third-party games. Like, imagine if Switch 2 is the destination to play all of the third-party hits from Ubisoft, EA, other Activision titles, and so on and so forth. Like, this could be the definitive home console if they actually land it with this console, which I think they will. Now, in terms of when this thing is going to release, I am still on board of Team 2024, especially if the Switch 2 is announced in March. That gives them plenty of time for marketing and get as many units as possible possible into the United States for that September, maybe October release date. Now, it could be that they push things back all the way to 2025, maybe the first quarter. It's entirely possible, but I think they're going to try to target that 2024 release date, and I cannot wait. The hype is real, guys. Let me know what games you want to see on the Nintendo Switch 2. Is it going to be called the Switch 2, or will it be called like Super Nintendo Switch? Maybe Nintendo Switch Pro is going to get revived. It's hard saying. Either way though, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Wes from VGL, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.